Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about things a guy will do if he truly wants you. And what I mean by want is he wants to commit to you. He wants to be with you, possibly marry you. He's serious about you. So I'm going to share with you two different stories of one where a guy did not want me versus a guy that did want me. And I want you to see the contrast and how a man will act and behave if he truly wants you. So let's start off with the first story. So I met this guy on Tinder. I think I added him on Snapchat, so we were communicating via Snapchat. Great guy, seemed pretty intelligent. I think he worked at a chip factory, which is like kind of random. So he was telling me about his job and stuff, and I told him about my life. We had never actually met. I was just kind of getting to know him on Snapchat at that point. Things were going pretty well, sending each other pictures. All of a sudden, he starts asking me for nudes. Okay. It's not like I'm not open to that. Have a little fun on social media. Just don't screenshot any of that stuff. So sure, I sent him a few nudes, whatever. Then he started asking, okay, this is gonna sound a little TMI, but he would basically be like masturbating and then ask me for nudes while he was masturbating. Take in mind, ladies, this was years ago. I've learned a lot since then, but I'm just gonna be completely honest and authentic. You know, I want you guys to know the truth. At that point, I felt a little resistant. I felt not completely okay with that. You know what I mean? There was just something that just felt a little bit off. But anyways, I sent him pictures anyways, which I don't recommend for you ladies. If you don't feel right about something, don't do it, because that's usually your intuition talking to you, telling you, hey, probably should dodge a bullet right now. Of course, I didn't listen because, well, that's how you learn lessons in life. So yeah, I sent him nudes while he was doing this. He seemed very hot and cold. Like, I would post stories and then he would watch them and he would be like, you know, you seem like such a great woman. You seem like you have a big heart. Just kind of like complimenting and flattering me. And so of course I would feel good about it. I mean, what person doesn't like to be flattered, right? And then all of a sudden he would just kind of disappear for a few days. Like, I wouldn't hear anything from him. He would leave me on red, or he just literally wouldn't even open my Snap. You know, it just wasn't a consistent communication. Things were not clear to me. Okay, that's the point I want to make, is it was very confusing what was going on. How this guy was really feeling about me, how he was perceiving me. So we continued with this exchange of nudes and stuff. At this point, I actually was living in a town that was about 5 hours away from where he lived. He lived in a big city, and I lived in a rural town about 5 hours away. We couldn't actually meet in person, so we were doing this virtual relationship thing. But I told him I come to the big city on a regular basis throughout the year. So when I am in the big city, I will let you know, and then we can set up a time and we can meet, right? That was my plan, and he seemed totally fine with it. Like, yes, good. So the time came when I made a trip to the city, and I had told him, and he said, yes, I'm so excited for you to come. Let's meet. It's going to be great. Okay, good. Green light. Get to the city. I'm actually in the city at that point. I messaged him, okay, what day are we going to meet? I am here from this date to this date. What date are we going to meet? He tells me, like, it is a plan. It is a solid plan. And I'm the type of person that when I have a plan, I stick to the plan. I like to be reliable. And the time comes, I think I put the kids to bed and I was going to meet him at night. And he bailed on me last minute. He was like, made up some straight up legit lie. Like, it was a straight up lie. It was like, my grandma wants to spend time with me tonight and I can't get away from her. What? Literally, that is what he was trying to like pull off. And so at that point, I was at least smart enough at that point to know, okay, this guy is just beating around the bush. I don't know why, and I did find out later why. I said, okay, we didn't meet that time, and I ended up having to go back home, so I couldn't meet him again. And then he continued wanting to have this virtual relationship with me and just like asked me for nudes all the time. Then I got back together with my ex, so I kind of just dropped everyone that I had been fooling around with and stuff, talking to. I just dropped everyone. So I dropped him too. Then, I don't know, like, say 4 or 5 months later, he adds me on Facebook. Starts messaging me on Facebook. So then I go to his Facebook profile and he's engaged. He's friggin' engaged, okay? And I'm like, oh, it all just clicked in my head. Like, that is exactly why he didn't meet me. He stood me up. He disappeared for days on end. All of it clicked. All of it made total sense why he was acting the way he was acting. Okay, so that is an example of a man who does not want you. Doesn't want to be serious, doesn't want to commit, just wants you basically as a form of entertainment so he can go off himself when he's bored, basically. Now let's contrast that to another story. This story makes me really happy. I meet a guy on Tinder. Immediately asks for my Snapchat. No beating around the bush. Boom. What is your Snapchat? Okay. Adds me on Snapchat. Send a few selfies to each other. Immediately wants to talk to me on the phone. Immediately. Within one night. He's like, I would like to talk to you on the phone. Wow. Very forward. Knows exactly what he wants. None of this beating around the bush. None of this clowning around, messaging, waiting 4 hours. No. Boom, boom, boom. I would like to have a conversation, a real conversation with you. Okay. Talk to him on the phone. Amazing conversation. Clicked. Great chemistry. Sorry about this lighting, guys. Like, let me show you. I live in Montreal, Canada. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Let's contrast this with the other guy. The other guy didn't even talk to me on the phone. I've never had a real conversation with that other guy on the phone. I was all virtual, all over snaps, pictures and stuff. This guy actually, I knew how he was. I knew his general energy. I knew a lot of things about him. You can figure out a lot of stuff about someone just by talking to them on the phone. Consistently messaging me. No days where he left me on read. No days where he ignored me. Consistently wanting to talk to me on the phone. Asking to talk to me on the phone. Or if I asked for him to talk to me on the phone, he would make the time. Like, very, very strong contact there. He was working across the country, so we couldn't meet. I feel like if he had been around, we would have met immediately, but because he was working, we had to kind of put off meeting each other, like in person. But he was going to be back around where I lived in a couple weeks, and we just kind of kept in contact while he was at work. Probably within 2 days, we had a plan of when we were going to meet. Okay, it was really that fast. And he actually did not live around the town that I lived in, so it was kind of out of his way to actually meet me. So that is another sign, ladies. A man will go out of his way to meet you, to spend time with you, to see you. He will do the extra effort, go the extra mile. And that is what this guy did. He went out of his way, took a little detour to meet me. This guy was so amazing. Like, I had never met a guy that I had such great chemistry with. And I'm sure you ladies know what I'm talking about. When you meet someone and you just click, everything, it's like, where have you been my entire life? That is the kind of feeling that you have. And so I was nervous because I was like, well, I really like this person. Even if it doesn't work out romantically, I would love to just be a lifetime friend with this person, because that is how amazing I felt like this guy was. He never asked for nudes. He never asked for sexual pictures. I actually asked him for some nudes because I kind of wanted to know what I was getting into. Like, I don't really like hooking up with guys where I don't know what I've signed up for, because I've had some really awkward situations where I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and it was just an awkward, embarrassing. You know, if you guys want to hear that story, request it below. So now I like to know the full package. Okay, so I asked. It was me actually that initiated it. He was very respectful. He never asked for that kind of stuff. He just wanted to talk to me. He just wanted to get to know me. He just genuinely treated me like a human being. And when he met me, he was so respectful. He didn't look me up and down with those rapey eyes, give me some freaky, like, dirty looks. None of that. Not trying to make any moves on me, nothing. It was an amazing time. We had an amazing night. Not gonna go into detail, but it was very good. And after that, same, consistent, wanted to talk to me all the time, messaging me, never leaving me unread, no mixed signals. We had both agreed at that point in time that we didn't want anything serious. We didn't want commitment or relationship. We were both on the same page with that. He would go to work. We would talk all the time when he was at work, talk like every night. As soon as he came back from work, I went and saw him. As soon as he was back in the area, I was like literally at his house. The point is that he made me a priority. He took time out of his life to see me, to talk to me. He never once said, let's back off. I need space. I don't want anything serious. He didn't say stuff like that. Because when guys say stuff like that, that's mixed messages. That's mixed signals. There's inconsistency. So what I'm trying to really explain is that there was no inconsistency with this guy. It was very consistent. I never once doubted his motives or his intentions or what he was wanting. Things progressed naturally. More and more time we spent together, the more and more we talked, the stronger the feelings became. And it was mutual. All of a sudden, when you fall in love, one day you just wake up and you realize that you love that person. I cannot explain it or describe it, but it is such a pure feeling. Because you know that you love that person, because you would rather them be happy and not be with you than miserable and with you. That's how you know you really truly love someone. Yes, you want to be with them. Yes, you want to spend your life with them. But their happiness comes first, because that is real unconditional love. And I realized that's how I felt about this guy. It was unconditional. It was so strong and so pure, and it came out of nowhere. It really knocked me off my feet. He hadn't pushed me away. He hadn't done any of these weird pullbacks. It was nothing like that. It was like, if anything, we were talking to each other more, wanting to spend time with each other more. It was just more. That's how you're going to know if a guy really wants you. There's going to be no doubt. No questions, no confusion. Clear as day. That's what it's gonna be. All of a sudden, the L-bomb was dropped. And at that point, we both knew that we were on the same page. Well, it was, a happy ending for both of us. But I wanted just to share that, to contrast with you guys these stories. How both of these men acted, how differently they acted. If you feel like you have to force a guy to commit, that you have to lock him down, he doesn't want you. That's not how it should play out. Real love and commitment and a real relationship, it all just happens and flows with no resistance, with no force. It just happens. Whereas if a guy doesn't want you, you are forcing him. You feel the resistance, feel that he is unsure. You should never, ever put yourself in that position where you are forcing a guy to want to be with you, because you will never feel fully loved. If that is the way that you're going to be putting yourself in a relationship, you will never feel like he ever really wanted you. And that's not what you want. You want a guy that wants you, pursues you, only has eyes for you. That's a real love story. You want a real love story. If you're not finding that in your life, watch my other videos. How to become a high quality woman, how I became beautiful using the law of attraction. All these videos are about how to boss up, how to shift your focus from out there to in here. Because once you do that, the love that you're seeking will just show up in your life without you trying. Wouldn't that be nice, hey? Add me on Instagram at lyrascotchz. DM me if you want any relationship videos. I hope that this video helped you ladies out there. I'll see you in the next. Bye.